Shalom. All praise God, our Heavenly Father, Abba, He that is Yahweh. In the name from Hashem, the Messiah HaMashiach. He that is the Deliverer, Savior, Yahweh, and the Holy Spirit work with us. I say Yahweh, Cristo sea Salvador. We'll go through the Spirit right now, and he hit 20 verses that say earth and therein. Genesis 9:7. You will be fruitful, multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, multiply therein. Deuteronomy 10:14. Behold the heaven and the heaven of heavens. Cut, man. All you flat earthers, all you convex earthers, you live inside the Most High cell earth. This land layer, great millstone, that you talking about this being hell? No. There are further layers of hell, further out. And just through the distances and geometry, you already know, it fits way more souls. And the heavens fit less. But they're still the majority of this entire enclosure. While you're looking up, I repeat, what you're looking at, Spirit, that's on 144. You're looking at the celestial sphere moving. It's the only thing that's moving. It's rotating. And you can follow it through 2 clear nights. You can follow it through the path of the sun within a 12-month cycle. 8 looking joint. That's another reason why the maps are not only turned inside out, but upside down. La fotografía está volteada tanto 180 grados, pero al revés, porque viven dentro de la tierra cóncava. Busquen Deuteronomio 10:14. Behold the heaven and the heaven of heavens, alright, because they're enclosed. Kind of like Russian dolls, to give it a rudimentary explanations. But it isn't rudimentary, like I broke down before previous video. Third Enoch goes into the multiple angels in charge of each heaven. The heaven and the heaven of heavens. Right? In the highest, that's why it's the most high. In the heaven of heavens. In the innermost heaven. It's Jerusalem, the heavenly Jerusalem knows on. Yahweh my power, the earth also, with all that therein is. That was like a 3-minute introduction. Nehemiah 9:6. Thou, even thou art Yahweh alone. Thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens. The heaven of heavens is the heavens within the celestial sphere, which we're not even supposed to display pursuant to the Mosaic law, with all their host, right? All the armies. The earth and all the things that are therein, the seas, all that is therein. Right? Water is enclosed. You can look at the geometry. Be like, yo, what you mean? How's water enclosed? Yeah, the heaven of heavens is pushing away matter. You can see it in the geometry of the ocean or any water, really, if it's calm enough. All that is therein, thou preservest them all. And the host of heaven worshipeth thee, alright? We're down here in the land layer, we're down here, majority of us down here, because, hey, we're not ready to be in the heavens. Those are perfected angels, or redeemed. Psalm 24:1, the earth is the Most High's, the fullness thereof, the world, that they that dwell therein, great millstone, worshiping Esau's sciences, worshiping NASA, you know. I mean, hey, I understand you gotta go somewhere, but hey, enough with the lies, man. Is it really that far-fetched that they lie to you about everything, but then they told you the right maps? They told you the right cartography, distances, the shape of the world, or did they do what they did to everything else? They turned it inside out and upside down, like they've done with our history, like they've done with the scriptures, like they've done with the inheritance, the nation. Hey, the Most High this is his movie, man. No matter how many bad guys he himself throws in there, it's gonna be a way for the 144,000 to make it on through at their best. Psalm 24:1, the earth is the Most High's, right? And the fullness thereof, the world, they that dwell therein. Psalm 69:34. Let the heaven and the earth praise him, the seas and everything that moveth therein. Let the heaven and earth praise him, the seas and everything that moveth therein. And just the water. Everything. 146:6. Psalm which made heaven and earth and the sea and all that therein is, which keepeth truth forever. Isaiah 24:6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Right? So in case you're thinking that it's only been floods, there's been massive burnings here. You go through what you perceive are ruins, and you look close enough, these are melted buildings from multiple eras. You know, independent of whether or not you believe what they now coined mud fossils, or just go for yourself, man. Pray to the Most High for the Spirit and go for yourself. Look at architecture that's still up, half-buried buildings, all the state capitol buildings with the ridiculous Wikipedia history. But Great Millstone goes from here, reading the scriptures, right? They'll go from here and then read some shit over Wikipedia. Okay. You're gonna read something with the title of witchcraft. Wicked. As in like Wiccan, however the fuck these devils call their religion. Or all religions really from the adversary. All of it. Every single religion is from the adversary, eventually, you know, because it gets hijacked and co-opted, so you gotta dodge that. But the heaven and earth praise him. The house, the seas and everything that moveth therein. Yahweh, which made heaven and earth and the sea and all that therein is, which keep the truth forever. Isaiah 24:6. Therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Right? All these top-heavy Capitol buildings that clearly look like the other half's on the ground, and that's how they've been acting, like childish inheritors. That's all about they found it. Yo, we found it. Found it in 18, because we found it. It's a damned inheritance, man. And then when the Most High's directing the movie, he wrote the script. Now he's moving all his pieces. If you wicked, be wicked. Be wicked, man. Go ahead, be wicked. Keep being wicked, man. The Most High's using you. That's it. You're a robot for the Most High. I don't care how bad you think you are, bro. I don't think you understand that we are all working for the Most High. We're all his pawns. I don't care how high up in the whatever rankings you think you are. We're all his pawns, man. And the highest orders of angels understand that clearly and are in order, are in absolute obedience all the time. I pray that after I leave these flesh garments, man, my spirit has been tried enough to be part of that 144,000. And if the Most High decides that I'm just the gatekeeper, like the scriptures say, I'm only there to simply clear the path for the elect. You know, if I'm there just holding a broom to whip some 2/3 and to welcome the elect, if that's my only gig, then I'd rather that, man, than have any type of short-lived, literally 15 minutes of fame for your number 6, you know? Almighty, you know, keep that spirit on me. Keep that ancient spirit on me all the time, no matter where I'm at. Isaiah 34th 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, you people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all the things that come forth of it. Isaiah 42:5, thus saith Yahweh, our power, you know, power of Yasharal, Israel, the real nation of Israel. You think the 1948ers were the first time they attempted to, you know, hijack the inheritance? I don't think so. Alright? So if I gotta repeat it again, you know, I don't know what the intentions are behind some of these researchers, but they've brought out some good knowledge, you know, UPTV, mail, so forth and so on. But that, for me, that understanding is secondary. All of it is secondary. With the fact that America is the true old world. I mean, yeah, and then eventually we spread through all the nations. But ultimately, if you got this understanding, if you understand that, you know, then the Most High is taken out even further. I mean, technologically technologically advanced or further technologically further advanced. It's too many adjectives. Fuck that up. You know what I mean, man? The Most High has taken that out, taken out peoples that had way more advancements than we have now, and we're stronger. Even just peep the architecture, man. You just go around your city center or your downtown if you live in a big enough, large enough city, and try to find a contractor that could even get close to duplicating any of what you see. You won't find it. You won't find them because I'm gonna give Philly for example. They have on record that they couldn't tear it down, man. And you just put 2 and 2 together, man. But just like NASA, you wanna live up this Edomite history, Elomita, all Edom. You want to live up the Edomite history, man. Let themselves it's alright. They can hype themselves up, but now you want help. Go to Wikipedia and claim all that history is true, man. And then put that shit next to the scriptures. I mean, the scriptures have been get whitewashed already as is, man. Why add more confusion to the Bible? I pray for the Spirit before you go into each verse. Come near, you nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear it, and all that is therein, the world. And all the things that come forth from it. Isaiah 42:5. Isaiah 42:5. Lucky. Thus saith. I'm gonna go ahead because Isaiah is a perfect example to bring forth Yahweh said. Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, he that created the heavens stretcheth them out. He that spread forth the earth, that which cometh out of it. He that giveth breath unto the people upon it, the spirit to them that walk therein. Sing unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh in your song and his praise from the end of the earth. As in an enclosed system. Ye that go down to the sea and all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. Now, pray for the Spirit, because some of these verses have been rewritten dozens of times. Some of these verses have been rewritten hundreds of times. Isaiah 44:23. Sing, O ye heavens, for Yahweh Hashem has done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth, break forth into singing, ye mountains or forests, and every tree therein. Every tree therein, for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai hath redeemed Jacob. Jacob glorified himself in Yasharallah, glorified himself in Israel. Isaiah 51:6. Lift up your eyes to the heavens and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. That's 6:6, man. That's 3. That's powerful, man. Lift up your eyes to the heavens and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment. And they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. The house shall be forever. Righteousness shall never be abolished. Jeremiah 51:48. Then the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein. Jeremiah 6. It's not. Jeremiah 51:48. Then the chapter verse. Then the heaven and the earth and all that and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come unto her from the north, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Micah 1:2. Hear, O you people, hearken, O earth, and all that therein is, and let Most High Power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, be witness against you. That's what we've done. Nahum 1:5, the mountains quake at him, the hills melt. How many times are you gonna hear this prescribed description in multiple books? You can throw away their chronologies, man. And just open your eyes, use your own perception through the spirit. Pray, man. Before you look at some architecture, before you look at some landscapes, I'm gonna say it right now, man. You know what? Go ahead and show you straight up like this. I think I have this in, speaking of Utah, Yaki. You're looking at right here, where I'm leaving my face, most likely where our ancient Israel was. Nonetheless, our inheritance is going to be for the entire reality, and for, those beneath the 144,000, or beneath Yahweh, those beneath Yahweh, He that is the Savior, He that is the cornerstone. Before any period. That's an interesting process if you understand the story in itself regarding hijack of names, so forth and so on. Nonetheless, I may suggest, if you don't do this, I want to suggest, they're preparing to fight the angels. One dudes. There's a bunch of I used to subscribe to all these dudes because they got, I wish I didn't make them sound. They didn't make them sound like chocolate beasts. So they always, even if you're doing something real where they'll be fighting, building, they're always gonna try to hijack it, man. So do not subscribe to a lot of this shit, man. I mean, bullshit. So this is one of them right here. Scenic relaxation. You're gonna see a lot of ancient, structures built for giants, and a lot of them look like mountains. And another one you should check out is, these dudes, man, these are some researchers, man, so forth and so on, dudes. They're not so much about following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why you gotta keep that knowledge secondary. Because if you're not, the first thing is faith, man. Doesn't matter how much you know. There's people that might know more than me. There's people that might know less than me. Nonetheless, if you don't have faith, it doesn't matter what you know. This V lounge is another one. Actually, in the V lounge, you see the ancient giant wall right there in the. See that? Ancient walls. If actually, when I went to Hawaii for my honeymoon. And there the dude was explaining, here's where they shot Jurassic Park, and they're breaking down the names of a lot of these mountains, and they all had names of so forth and so on, laying down, just like sleeping giant, or if you look sideways, like, wow, that really looks like an ancient giant dude. But all these marvels, man, are only to uplift Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because he's taken out people stronger than us before, and he's used us sometimes, our previous generations and reincarnations, to take them out. There was one more dude that I really have to recommend if you want to mix the viewing of those features. Don't mix the viewing of those features with this dude right here, he mixes like a lot of actual architecture with those features if you're in the spirit to be perceiving that. Turn to the scriptures. leave this at a half an hour. This dude right here, one man, wolf pack. I mean, whatever. That's the hijack. Just keep the information. That's how you gotta do it with even the scriptures. Alright. Nahum 1:5. The mountains quake at him. The hills melt. And the earth is burned at his presence. Yeah. The world and all that dwell therein. Acts 14:15. Saying, sirs, why do ye these things? We also are men of like passions with you. Preach unto you that ye should turn from these vanities unto living power, that made heaven and earth and the sea and all things that are therein. This is my last time repeating this for you Israelites, man. For my fellow Israelite brethren. I'm only hopeful elect. But let go of this science shit, man. Let go of this Edomite, NASA, Nazi bullshit, man. Doesn't mean you, so you're a flat earther. So there's some dudes claiming concave earth. No, man, the knowledge's been there before some asshole tried to claim it. We were anointed before the Christian cult came along. You know what I mean? Just because they use similar names doesn't mean that it's what it is. And I'm speaking, even for the so-called Paleo Hebrew now. Try this half an hour. All things that are therein. Acts 17:24. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is the power of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Right? I'm over here, man, just trying to kill some time, watching some clothes dry. In the neighborhood. I'm not in the streets. And yeah, I wanted to go visit my mother today. And I told her, man, I'm like, what am I gonna do? What's the most productive way, successful way that I could, put forth the spirit for enough people to hear, make videos, man, that, hey, who told you they loyal? Huh? Who? Or be out prophesying this in the streets, and then at the same time, it's like, most people who call themselves Israelites will automatically, quote unquote, gravitate against this message because they're in love with that, and I don't blame them. 12 years of schooling just to take allegiance, but 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of heavy indoctrination for you to just automatically assume shit. Seen that CGI with video games and movies, so you automatically think that the reality is inside out and upside down. That ain't the truth, man. Live inside the Most High Soul Earth. Yet that truth is secondary if you haven't any faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Baruch HaKadosh, and the Holy Spirit. I will leave this at a half hour. Acts 17:24. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is power of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. 2 Peter 3:10. The day of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Yahweh Shai. Gotta get that one more time, man. Leave it at 33. Según leaves at 33, man, for the 12 tribes. Ones that are gonna go through maybe the most affliction, the ones that are gonna get the most reward. 12,000 from each tribe. The day of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh will come as a thief in the night. Read the scripts, thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. The Most High sent fiery or thundery destruction before, it's all documented in the geological record, and it's still up on some of the places they missed on Google Earth. It said there's other researchers that focus on that, but the primary thing for me is faith. It should be for any other hopeful elect. So, even though Great Millstone still, stamps Edomite timetables and science on the scriptures, hey, a lot of those dudes got faith. But that's I'm gonna say one last time, that is the most important thing. More important than knowledge, more important even than wisdom. I have faith. And swear by him that liveth forever and ever, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh who created heaven and the things that therein are. Revelation 10:6. Yah created heaven, the things that therein are, and the earth, and the things that therein are, and the sea and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer. 7. Revelation 13:12. And he exercised the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Alright, so you can't deny all this therein, in the earth, in the heavens. You can't just say it's a form of, mannerism, the way the phrase was formed. I don't know what excuse you're gonna say with the lexicon. Hey, I pray you go into each one of these chapters and make further inquiry. Exit English. Cada Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakah Kudash. Shalom Yeshara. Todo. Shalom. All praise God, our Heavenly Father, Abunawah. He that is Yahweh. In the name from Hashem, the Messiah HaMashiach. He that is the Deliverer, Savior, Yahweh Son, and the Holy Spirit work with us. The Yahweh Son. Those that have we'll go through Spirit right now. When we hit 20 verses that say earth and therein. Alright, Genesis 9:7. You'll be fruitful, multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, multiply therein. Deuteronomy 10:14. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens. Cut, man. All you flat earthers, all you convex earthers, you live inside the Most High cell earth. This land layer, Great Millstone, that you're talking about this being hell? No. There are further layers of hell, further out. And just through the distances of geometry, you already know, it fits way more souls. The heavens fit less, but they're still the majority of this entire enclosure. While you're looking up, I repeat, while you're looking at spirit, that's on 144. You're looking at the celestial sphere moving. It's the only thing that's moving. It's rotating. And you can follow it through 2 clear nights. You can follow it through the path of the sun within a 12-month cycle. The 8 looking joint. And that's another reason why the maps are not only turned inside out, or upside down. La cartografía está volteada tanto 180 grados, pero al revés porque viven dentro de la tierra cóncava. Busquen Deuteronomio 10:14. Behold the heaven and the heaven of heavens, because they're enclosed, kind of like Russian dolls, to give it a rudimentary explanation. But it isn't rudimentary, like I broke down before in the previous video. The third Enoch goes into the multiple angels in charge of each heaven. The heaven and the heaven of heavens. In the highest, that's why it's the most high. In the heaven of heavens. In the innermost heaven. It's Jerusalem, the heavenly Jerusalem, Mount Zion. Yahweh my power, the earth also, with all that therein is. That was like a 3-minute introduction. Nehemiah 9:6. Thou, even thou art Yahweh alone. Thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens. The heaven of heavens is the heavens within the celestial sphere, which we're not even supposed to display pursuant to the Mosaic law, with all their host, right? All the armies, the earth, and all the things that are therein, the seas, all that is therein, right? Water is enclosed. You can look at the geometry. You're like, yo, what you mean? How's water enclosed? The heaven of heavens is pushing away matter. You can see it in the geometry of the ocean, or any water, really. If it's calm enough. All that is therein, thou preservest them all. And the host of heaven worshiping, right? We're down here in the land there, we're down here, majority of us down here because, hey, we're not ready to be in the heavens. Those are perfected angels, or redeemed. Psalm 24:1, the earth is Most High's, the fullness thereof, the world, that they that dwell therein,